Are you planning to stay in D-Marin Dalmacija in Sukošan?
God, no. And we will tell you why.
Hi everyone, we're Anna&Fil and say hello to Captain Gaston, our fluffy cat. We love traveling, and after a life as everyday city dwellers, we decided to change our lifestyle and bought a sailboat to become Liveaboard and keep on traveling. Follow along as we combine work and adventures aboard our Malo 42 GoodGirl. Hi guys, and welcome back to a new episode of Anna&Fil Travels aboard Sailing Yacht GoodGirl. Today we wanted to talk to you about something a little bit different, just an experience we had that is also relating to sailing. Back in January, even before we start moving back on board Sailing Yacht GoodGirl, we were planning our trip, and we booked a couple of marinas here and there as we needed to organize our trip based also on some commitments we had.
I had to go to work.
Yes, she had to go back to the office. We wanted to cut a little bit the experience of sailing here and there with some steady positions. So back again to the idea is that in January we booked the marina in Sukošan, which is called D-Marin Dalmacija. It's supposed to be part of the D-Marin chain, which is some kind of a luxury marinas that are across all the Mediterranean and even further. I don't remember exactly, but even further. And
this one is even the biggest marina in Croatia.
In the Adriatic.
Oriented in the Adriatic.
Yeah. So, of course, it's really, really expensive as we decided to stay there 1 month. But again, seeing all the different projects that we wanted to do, Anna's travel back to the Netherlands, we thought this was the right thing to do. So the experience started, and maybe you saw it already a couple of videos ago, with the fact that nobody answered our radio call when we were coming in.
At 20 knots of wind.
Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, there was 20 knots of wind, 25 knots of wind, and nobody replied on the radio. We didn't really know where to go inside the marina. The marina is actually really, really big. So at that point in time, it was already very stressful for us since the beginning, the entrance into the marina.
And we decided to dock right there at the house transfer dock.
Yeah, so we took the decision to just, dock wherever we wanted. As we needed to. We were already inside. GoodGirl is a big girl and with half a keel, so the maneuverability, once you commit, you need to go with it. So we decided, since nobody came, to just dock nose to the wind, so that it would be easy, and just, slowly put the beam onto the pontoon. And that would have been easy, right? Or relatively easy. But then all of a sudden, the sailors started to come. They came out with the tender even. And they said, well, we're going to be staying here 1 month, but if you don't mind, we're going to be docking right away, because with this wind, it's going to be difficult for us to maneuver. And they say, okay, no problem. And you know what they did? They put us beam to 25 knots of wind, which you understand, I did my best to put the boat on the beam. But once we were on the beam, the bow started to completely collapse, and they had to come. I have bow thruster. I used the bow thruster. We gave him one line. We even started to push forward with one line on the stern. But of course, the boat was not really responding, because 25 knots is really 25 knots. So they came with the tender, black rubber, and they started pushing us on the opposite beam in order to put us straight for us to actually pull on the bow line. And they left 5-6 marks on the beam of the boat.
But it's okay, you took them off.
Well, so eventually I managed
first experience.
That was welcome to D-Marin. Okay, at the transfer dock we had electricity and we had the water, and we found that the services, the toilets and showers, were actually pretty cool. Nice. Compared to what we were used to in Marina Polesana back in the days. It was actually very
stylish.
nice.
I would say quite stylish.
Quite stylish and very big. So for a lot of guests. We understood, though, that that part of the marina was actually dedicated to charters. So it dawned on us that the marina had maybe 10 different piers, all dedicated to charter boats. So the marina is not a sailor's marina, but it's a charter's marina. That makes quite a big difference already. But nevertheless, we didn't want to judge right away. So far, besides our experience of coming in, everything looked okay. The reception is completely on the other side, so we need to walk like half an hour to get to the reception. We went inside the reception. We already prepaid for our month, and we started discussing where we're going to be located for the whole period. During this month, we just didn't want to stay inside, but we wanted to take weekend or long weekends to visit some of the islands like Ulian, Pasman, Molat, Dugi, Otokol on the north side, Zadar, of course, in order to, continue our adventures. Well, they told us that we're going to be on Pier 18, and they don't have any other possibility. They were completely full, and that was it. Okay. Once we moved to Pier 18, we discovered...
I'm sorry, although we booked in January.
So
for a month. They already knew, but for some reason they decided to put us right there. And trust me, guys, if we had the place like in a more quiet pier next to the beach club, for example, we probably would have complete different story right now to tell you. Very different experience. Yeah. But that place really killed our... experience with the D-Marin.
Well, so
unfortunately,
we went to check this Pier 18, and at the beginning we thought, okay, it looks all right. There were a few berths free. We went to see some of the yachts. They seemed to be empty, so we already kind of felt like, well, where is the community in Pier 18, right? The sailing community. So, and it was next to a warehouse called D-Tech. We saw that there was a travel lift close by, but again, we did not realize immediately what it was all about. The morning after, though, after we moved the boat from the transfer dock to the Pier 18, we started realizing that where basically the shipyard is located of the marina. So imagine, they probably put it in and out around 10 boats every day. And of course, the boat that went in went from the shipyards into the water. And that was, let's say, okay, because they just transported it. But the one that came out, they lifted, they pressure washed massive motor yacht for like an hour, then moved them into the shipyard where they started to work on things, hammering, sanding, detailing, you name it. Crews of workers was coming in full speed with cars, and we were very worried about Gaston.
Like
since 6:30 in the morning, some of them playing extremely loud music since the beginning, so not even respecting the fact that maybe somebody around them was, living on those boats.
When you ask to switch it off, they immediately switched it off. But
the principle.
I think they could not even imagine.
Somebody living
in this place.
Correct. Yeah. So once we realized that, we went back to the reception and says, "Well, guys, but it's really not ideal." It says, "Yeah, but we don't have any other space." It actually happened, a similar story with another very big sail yacht that arrived from Italy, and they told us exactly the same things. They actually been offered to move to a charter pier, and they decided not to because they said, well, with all the charters, maybe during Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be noisy, chaotic, and everything. Yeah. But honestly speaking, it would have been better.
Some music and nice neighbors, having some fun than all this.
Imagine that right in front of us, there were a couple of boats, part of the shipyard as well. And right the last week, we had a crew coming in, and they started repairing the hull, the fiberglass hull. So they started sanding with no vacuum cleaners, and some of the wind was really against our boat. So I think that when I went to shower, even my skin was itchy of all the fiberglass dust that we caught. So I cannot tell you inside the boat or outside how much fiberglass we actually ate that day. And talking about traffic, what we notice, and I don't know if it is a matter of who is actually staying in this marina, but during the evening, it was even crazier than during the day.
Couple of days, there were some people who were training, do back wheel bike rides with the noise you cannot imagine. It's like 11 o'clock, and you go there, you cannot stop him, and of course, obviously, there is no police and there is no security, and no one say nothing. So we had some security bumps. But you know how people were driving, they would cross this bump and then speed up immediately.
Yeah, of course there is no security, but the sailors are still there because they work 24 hours, right?
Yeah, so but they I don't believe it's their job, frankly speaking.
But okay.
So, anyways, specifically where our berth was, it felt like you're living next to the highway, really, and not only because of enormous amount of people passing by, walking their dogs, not from
cars,
Marina, but
scooters,
and then,
motorbikes.
Yes, the cars and the speed. It really felt unpleasant to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. To be exposed like that, because of course all people passing by, they look at you. Okay, they make pictures. We're always happy to say hello, but no, not really. A lot of them said hello. They were staring, checking, and when you say hi, they will look the other way, and it felt a bit weird.
This is a very good point, and it goes back to the sailing community. So we came from Marina Polesana. Okay, we stayed in our pier for a very long period of time. So at the end of the day, we knew everybody, and of course, you say hi, hello, and what have you. On the other side, whenever you met with somebody on the marina or in the marina, you always exchange a little smile, good morning, depending, or a good evening. A motion with your head. We experienced other marinas as well, and I found that it was immediately like that. Less so with charters because maybe they're less experienced in marina communities, but even from all boats, you would always have a good, hello, can I help you? Can I use your hose? I don't know. It's just the little things, right? But that creates the right atmosphere right away on the pier. In Sukošan, zero. Not even in the same pier.
Only Italian couple once,
but I went there to chit-chat because they were Italians. but on the pier, in the bathroom, nobody says hello. Nobody say goodbye. Everybody were looking at you very weird. I don't know. It looked like the more money you have, the less you actually interact with people.
Maybe because it's definitely not an issue of Marina.
No.
They cannot give you psychological test.
Can you enter this marina?
Yeah, do you fit the social environment or not? Of course not. But we just found it personally weird because we never had such a situation before.
So we don't want to be all negative, of course, because I think that the marina is ginormous. We discovered that for the residents, the toilets and showers are actually even better. Ours, which was for the poor sailors, had a stylish
composition of
bamboo garden in the courtyard. But then we discovered that the one for the big billionaire yachts, they also have a shower and a toilet with their own private bamboo garden inside.
And with full glass walls, a little bit more luxury. But luckily the code was the same for all toilets. So talking about the shower, by the way, beautiful, cannot complain, but I have two comments. They don't have napkins in the hand washing area, which I personally find a bit shallow for a marina of that level. And it's normal, but it's a bit annoying that all showers, even the luxury ones, they all have the buttons to press. So you can have to constantly do that. I know it's a system to avoid overconsumption of water, but come on.
It's a luxury marina.
Sorry. We could check it
out. So what I would like to point out, again, just to finish about the services, the marina had laundry, although the machines were really, really dirty. They had a very cool beach bar and restaurant with a beach in front of them, so you could swim with kids.
With lounges and even decent music.
I mean, people from outside the marina was coming inside the marina to stay on the beach bar and the restaurants and the beach in front. Hair salon.
Really nice.
Very good. So
reception looked amazing.
Yeah, very stylish.
Unfortunately, we didn't make any pictures, but it was really beautiful.
So my point again is not about the marina. It's not about the location, although it's okay.
It's okay. Sukošan was nice. Yeah, yes. It's easy to get to.
But Zadar. It's all about the people and the service that the people is offering you at the Sukošan marina. So sailors are nice, although they have their own way of thinking, and of course we didn't know how they think, so we had to kind of get used to their way of thinking about when we come in, when we go out, and all these kind of things. So,
okay, can I add something? For example, they told us, oh, no one replied, but it's normal, we're going to see you, we're going to come and help. But yeah, but what if you are busy? What if you're in the toilet and you just don't see? And then with our girl, it's very hard to maneuver. But this is how they work, and overall they were very helpful and very nice, so marineros, no question asked.
But
reception
is an exceptional thing, I would say.
Very nice guys, but not extremely helpful.
No. So we paid already in January, as Anna mentioned, and the initial period we booked was from end of April till the end of May. That was the original departure date. But because I wanted to make a couple of projects on GoodGirl before leaving, we postponed that period from May to June. And it cost us even more because June is already high season. Yeah. Anyway, because of this change into the booking, they basically could not figure it out who we were, when we booked, when we paid. They couldn't generate an invoice. When we arrived, they couldn't give us a code for the electricity, for the water. They didn't give us the code for the bathroom.
No. They not that they could not. They just didn't because they forgot.
They forgot.
Imagine we're arriving in the evening and we're docking. Reception is already closed. We don't have electricity, and Marinero says, "Yeah, well, you need to ask tomorrow. Good, we have good batteries, thanks to Filippo, and we used our own electricity. But otherwise, like." Why? And then they say, yeah, but you can pay for it. But why do we need to pay? I don't even know how many, 20, 30 euro if we already paid for everything. So that was a little bit of a disaster with electricity. And sorry to say, it was not only because we moved by 1 month. Every time we would go out.
Oh, yes.
Every time, and it was every weekend, we come back and we are
disconnected.
Yeah. And every time you had to go to reception and ask for a new code. Honestly, this is not really handy. They should work on it, and maybe I understand why they disconnect. So like
nobody can take advantage of
your electricity because this marina is actually unusual. You can pay extra. You can take like separate contracts, right? So for that matter, I understand. But then be more thoughtful. Just send us a code via email, guys. When you return, please use a new code, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, because every time you don't know what time you're going to be back. Will they work? Will they not? So again, marineros were very helpful. Normally we would come back during the working hours, but once we came back quite late, and marinero gave us like he contacted the reception via private phone, yes, and they gave us the code. But why do you need to go through all these troubles if you can just set up a nice system how you communicate the codes to your clients, right?
So we spoke with a couple of other sailors eventually that had more experience with the marina, and they basically gave the responsibility to the fact that the marina right now is owned by a big fund and things have changed. I honestly believe it's all about personnel. And I honestly see the difference between the sailors that were very helpful and always tried to help you. Although to get a smile is always very difficult here in Croatia.
It's okay.
Then the receptions where they were basically useless because they couldn't use the system. They did not understand how to make it easier for people by allowing a longer code, a longer system. I don't know, but at least that's my experience. So what we wanted to say is that Sukošan is a good marina. We didn't find their services all that good, and we strongly recommend against spending a lot of time in Sukošan. So if you're passing by and you want to take a day or two at the transfer pier, it's good.
If you're lucky and you're positioned next to the beach bar, it's even top.
It's even top. Otherwise, you can anchor right in front of the bay, and it's for free. It's very well protected, and I think sizes, yachts of our sizes, like with a 2-meter keel, can easily and safely berth over there or anchor. Otherwise, there's always the harbor of Zadar. Maybe more expensive, but then you are in the center of the city if this is what you're looking for. This is, of course, our experience. And if you have a different experience, you can leave it in the comments down below. We would like to hear from you. And obviously, don't forget to subscribe. We are already improving our number of subscribers, slowly going, but we're still looking for 1,000 subscribers to scale the channel. So please subscribe and leave a like.
Bye.
Bye.